Hello guys, so I'm going to break down this video into two separate parts. I'm going to talk about my waiver process and my pre-screen process first, and then I'm going to talk about my journey to MEPS. So obviously you guys don't know this, but I filled out the pre-screen on October 30th of 2018, and if you don't know, if you mark yes on any of the questions that they have, whether you've had surgeries, whether you went to the emergency room, whether you take any medications, anything that you put yes on, that's automatically going to go into kind of like a pre-screen review by the medical doctors at MEPS. Now, if you put no on any of those questions, then you're pretty much cleared to go to MEPS right away. So I've been trying to go to MEPS for a long time now to do my physical and obviously to enlist. But since I marked yes on the questions, which mine was for surgeries I had more than 10 years ago, they put it into review. And that has been a process. I've had to get medical paperwork, I've had to get clearances, I've had to get doctor's notes, and I did that like bam, 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 like right away. I honestly gave them the paperwork no later than the first week of November. And mind you, I turned in all of my stuff on October 30th. So within the first week, I got my clearances, I got my doctor's notes, like I got everything that I knew that they were going to ask for with the help of watching some other videos right away. I did not want to waste any time. So my recruiter has done an amazing job by submitting everything, and they're like, well, we need the doctor's notes from the last visit, which I had already turned in, but I was like, okay, well, let me send it to you again. You can submit it again. And it's been back and forth with what they needed and stuff like that about 5 times. And the last time they told me something was that they needed one of the files in a PDF format because one of the formats that I sent them was not valid. And that was on December 3rd. So, ever since then, I've been waiting. I've been waiting to see when I can get cleared to go to MEPS. And my recruiter, sees how determined I am to go and kind of is wondering the same thing, like why haven't they updated their records, because they send the recruiters kind of like a roster every single day of those that are cleared or not, and mine just has not been touched since, it hasn't been touched since November 27th, and it's already now, it's January 10th, so yeah, I've just been waiting. And she's like, you know what, I'm just gonna try to schedule you to go. They haven't given me the okay, but I'm gonna schedule you to go, and hopefully we get an answer back, and they'll put you on the MEPS roster, which is a completely different list of those that are going to MEPS and those that have been cleared to go to MEPS. I'll put you on the attendance list for MEPS, and we'll see, if you get approved. And so literally she got the approval. That was on Friday. She got the approval on Monday. She's like, you're good to go for Tuesday. So I went to the hotel. I guess this is the second part. I went to the hotel, and my recruiter dropped me off. My name was on the actual roster at the hotel. So for those that don't know, the people that check you in at the hotel, they don't work for the hotel, they work for MEPS. So I was like, okay, solid. Like, I know this is connected to MEPS. It's not, there's no like, miscommunication. Like, MEPS knows I'm going to go tomorrow to do my physical. And whatever, I do the whole thing. I'm sure you've seen the videos of people's MEPS experience in the hotel. But yeah, so I go to the briefing, I'm there, I'm checked in, I get my room key, I get my roommate, I wake up the next morning like around 3:45 a.m. Wake up call was at 4, so I was like, let me just wake up earlier to shower, do everything I need to do first before my roommate needs to. Get on the bus, get information, and wait to go inside MEPS. So they divide the shippers, which is, the shippers are the people that are about to ship out to basic training that same day, which they have to go to the MEPS process too. That's the last time you go to MEPS before you ship out. The shippers go on one side, and then those who do the physical go on the other side. Obviously, I was in the physical only part, and I kid you not, there were 90 people in that hotel and 90 people waiting to go into MEPS. 90 people in one line waiting to go through the metal detector. So I was outside in that line, which then went inside of MEPS. It took about probably like more than 30 minutes to get inside. It took quite some time. So I go into the MEPS facility, go to the Army Liaison's office to check in. You're supposed to bring your driver's license and your social security number and your social security card, and you check in. And what I thought was weird is that when we were outside in formation, they were giving everyone these stickers to put on their chest to identify them and to see, you know, whether they're shipping out or doing the physical the same day. And they didn't call my name. So I was like, okay. And one of the recruiters from my recruiting station noticed that I was there for the physical. They didn't call my name. So he's like, let me just go inside and check out what's going on. And so whatever, I was like, cool, you know, I'll wait, go inside, got in line to go to the liaison's office. So many people for Army. And I go in and turn in my driver's license and my social security card, and my name is not on the list. I was like, okay, well, my list was on the MEPS roster in the hotel, so I know for a fact that, you know, I'm scheduled, and they're like, your name's not here. So what happens? I go to one of the liaison's office, and he shows me his computer. He's like, look, the only thing that's been submitted is the pre-screen, but no medical paperwork has been attached. And in my head, well, I didn't say it in my head, out loud, I said, well, my recruiter went back and forth with the MEPS doctors or whoever it is that they're talking to. 5 times they requested something, and 5 times I've responded, and no less, literally less than 24 hours I responded with exactly what they needed, which is, you know, either the paperwork or the clearance or, you know, the PDF format. I did that all super fast. And he goes to tell me that they haven't received any paperwork. So obviously my recruiters are pissed because they did their job. They turned in all the paperwork. And I wasn't able to process or do anything that day. I left and I went to work. I went straight to work because it was, at that point it was 7 o'clock in the morning. I had called out sick, and I just said I was feeling better, and I went to work. So it was a long day. That was yesterday, which is why I'm making this video, because it's just so fresh in my head. But yeah, that's my process so far. I went to MEPS and they didn't have my paperwork, so I'm back to waiting. And pretty much what I'm waiting on are 2 things. I guess it's a pre-screen, and I guess it's a waiver as well. I'm not really sure what the difference is. I know that people get waivers after they go to MEPS and they find some sort of, you know, disqualification factor, and then they request a waiver for that. But I'm just waiting for them to approve my pre-screen medical paperwork, which is for 2 things. I had arthroscopic knee surgery back in 2003, 2004, and I had breast augmentation surgery in 2011. So yeah, it's been a while since I've had those things. I am perfect. I have no issues with my knees or my boobs. So I'm just like ready to join, and just waiting on that. So just wanted to kind of share my experience and what I've been going through now. I am back to the waiting game. I hope that I get some sort of answer, because I started back in, I mean, for my first video, I don't know if you've probably seen it, I started back in the beginning of the year or the middle of the year last year, and it's now January 10th and they haven't said anything. So I just, like, I'm so grateful for my recruiters, because I know that they did their job. There's just some sort of falling factor at MEPS, which I'm just gonna blame it on them, because I did my part, my recruiters did their part. So let's see what happens. But if you want any more updates, or if you have any questions, just ask me. I am available all the time to answer any of your questions. And if there's anybody that's going through the same kind of situation as me, let me know how long it took you. And I'm just so eager and so excited to just do my physical and enlist and do my thing. So see you guys later.